Hello, beautiful beings. Maria here. Feeling very strongly guided to pop on quickly to just share with all of you that it's okay to break down. You can probably tell by my voice and the fact that I have sunglasses on. I just went through a massive breakdown. I'm not driving, I am in my car, but I'm parked. And I just feel like I need to share this because literally all of my clients have reached out this week. Letting me know that they've been going through this exact same thing, having like full-on meltdown breakdowns. And as I remind every single one of them that it's part of this fuck show of a process, I'm trying to remind myself of the same thing right now. And I'm literally sitting here and coaching myself in the way that I would coach somebody else coming to me like this. And I would be telling them that this is part of the process. This is part of allowing ourselves to be more human. To not numb out when all of this uncomfortable shit comes up. As much as I want to numb out right now, I'm not gonna lie, I want to go smoke a fucking joint. Because that would immediately pull me into a grounded state. But I know that I would just be using it with the wrong intention, as I've mentioned many times before. This is super fucking uncomfortable for me to even be recording this. But I don't really have anyone to talk to at this very now moment, except me, myself, and my guides. And then anybody that watches this after. So, this is me being real, my friends. Clients, this is your coach breaking the fuck down and being real. To show you that there's nothing wrong with you when this happens, that this is part of the healing evolutionary shift that we're all going through. And I can tell you that for me, right now it's like everything that I've been consciously working on for 3.5, almost 4 years, literally all just came boiling to the surface again. You know how I talk about, peeling back the layers of the onion, and we think we fix something and heal something, and it fucking rears its ugly head again and again and again. And then we say, shit, I'm not over the abandonment. Shit, I'm not over guilt. I'm not over resentment. Fuck, I'm not. Fuck. Yep. Yeah. This is about as real as it gets, my friends. Real-time breakdown, actually fucking recording it, and feels so fucking uncomfortable to even be doing this. But yet somehow I feel like I'm talking to somebody other than just my fucking self. Shit. So right now, I am practicing also what I preach about breathing through this. Like fuck it, I'm dehydrated. Okay, so I'm back. Sort of. what the fuck is on my face? Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, napkins. I was just washing my face. All right, I'm back. Yeah, this is legit how fucking real it gets, people. Because I feel like I tell my clients all the time, you know, when they express to me that they've had breakdowns, and I sit there and tell them, oh yeah, I do too, I've had a few this last week. Like, I feel like there's a part of them that's like, yeah, but probably not like mine, not as intense as mine. I'm sure the human in them is thinking that, because if I were in their shoes, that's what I would be thinking if my coach were saying that to me. So I think this is why I felt extremely guided to actually catch the part of the breakdown in real time. You didn't get the full-fledged screaming of fuck and punching my steering wheel and literally just screaming at the top of my lungs, which actually felt amazing because it was just releasing of all of that shit that fucking came flying up to the surface again. I was feeling anger and sadness, no confidence. Fucking A, all the fucking things, all of the things that I have been working on. I fucking feel lost again. I feel fucking lonely. What the fuck? And I know that I'm not any of these emotions. I know I'm not these thoughts. I know they're fucking byproducts, because this is literally what I coach. This is what I know to be true. But holy fuck, it sucks when you're the human going through it, right, my friends? Doesn't it fucking suck? It sucks. I'm not going to deny that. I am not going to negate that. Nor have I ever. When my clients express how shitty it feels, I'm like, yup, it fucking does. And it's like I'm literally hearing all the guidance I gave just in my sessions yesterday about how when we break down like this, it's actually a level up. It's like I can hear my coach self, which is probably my higher self, speaking very gently, the same wise pieces of wisdom and guidance that I give and try like fuck to implement into my daily life, because it ain't easy. This work is not easy. Being on this human journey is not easy. Choosing to allow ourselves to actually feel all of the pain instead of numbing out is not fucking easy. And no matter how many times I do this, it still will happen again. And I know that that is the process. So I just keep trying to surrender and trust the process. Oh, but what the fuck? Like, what in the actual fuck? Just bear with me. I'm just trying to really like ground again and center. See if there's any other messages that I can add to this before I disconnect. This is hard, guys. Like, this work, this inner work is hard. The human journey is hard. Not being able to help others through their shit is hard. And I say this because I feel like everybody this week has come to me on some level, expressing the same thing. And the reason that we don't like when others are suffering is because A, if we're sensitive to energy, we can feel it. And B, because if we haven't dealt with our own suffering, or there's still something mirroring our own suffering, it makes our own shit come up, so that it's magnified. We can only help ourselves. We can only help ourselves, my friends. We can only help ourselves. We help others by holding space, by sending love and compassion, and by not judging or projecting or reacting. That's how we help others. That's it. There's nothing else we can do. And it always has to come back to ourselves. And what internally is still coming up that needs to be felt or expressed, like I just did. That's really what this work is all about. That's legitimately how we help everyone else in our lives, whether they're friends, family, neighbors, people that we encounter every now and then. Like, that's how we help this planet, is by constantly doing this fucking painful work on ourselves. So I know there's a purpose for it and a reason. Okay. Being aware of our own energy is so important. So important. And this is why boundaries are also just as important. Knowing when your energy is not serving others, and knowing when their energy is not serving you, that's boundaries, right? That's being aware of that. That's no judgment. That's literally just being aware of, is my energy serving the people and animals around me right now? Mine was not. Hence why I left the house for a little bit. Because I could go into another room, which works for me sometimes, but other times it's like, it's too intense. I'm too intense. The energy is too intense that I have to physically remove myself from the entire setting, whatever the setting is. Because I'm very aware of my energy and other energies. And this is what I mean about when you become aware, making different choices to feel empowered. Doesn't mean we don't go through the breakdown. We obviously go through the breakdown. You're watching me go through a breakdown. We go through the fucking breakdown. But we still make different choices. We don't repeat old patterns. Old patterns for me would be, even though I knew I was feeling shitty and the environment around me might not be in the highest state, I would have normally just sucked it up. I would have tried to convince myself that I can be the light. But sometimes I'm not in my light. Sometimes I am much more in my human self. And that is okay, because that is what I chose. I chose to come into the human form. So I'm not always holding strong in my light. And that mind will convince you. It's crazy how our mind still plays tricks on us even when we're aware. In fact, it's almost like it's even more of a trickster when you're aware. When you're self-aware and when you're aware of everything around you, it's almost like the mind gets even craftier in what it tries to convince you of. It tries to convince you that you can take control of your energy right now. Nothing else has to affect you, right? But like, that's not always possible. I'm gonna be fucking real, people. It's not always possible. And it's not always possible for the reasons I said before. Either our own shit's coming up, and for me, it was the totality of all of it. It's all my own shit that comes up that makes me feel all that uncomfortable stuff. It's related to me and how I view the world and my wounds and traumas. And I know that. And then when you can feel it from other people too, it just intensifies it. So on one level, it is a fucking absolute gift to have that mirroring effect and that awareness of inner and outer. It is a gift because I'm literally sitting here talking to you, using it as a tool to pull me through this fucking uncomfortability. But yeah, old me would have like just tried to suck it up, or like convince myself I'm okay when I'm not okay. Like, I know when I'm not okay, so why do we try to lie and tell ourselves we're okay when we're not? It's so okay to not be okay. But yet the mind, the fucking conditioned ego brain that only wants fucking control. It just wants control. That fucking part of the mind just wants control. It doesn't want to surrender to any of this. But in my heart, I know I'm supposed to just surrender to all of it. And to trust every ounce of it. But it fucking hurts too. Fucking hurts. It fucking hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It's crazy right now. Like, ugh. The hurt is different right now for me. Like, I as you all know, obviously somebody had all these autoimmune shit diseases that like literally caused physical pain. Right now I don't have physical pain, thank you. See, a gift. Realizing that like actually right now in my body I don't have any physical pain, which is a gift. That means the breathing has helped, because when my breakdown first started, everything hurt. I hurt like down to my bone. Like, the hurt was deep. Really fucking deep. And then the more I allowed myself just to let the emotions come out, and the more I screamed in my car, I was releasing, and I'm proving right here to myself and to you that by doing that, like, there's no pain in my body right now. Because I allowed that shit to move through me. This is why I say, people, this work takes patience, it takes courage, it takes strength, it takes love, compassion. It fucking takes heart, right? It's why my motto for my coaching is healing takes heart, because it really does. It really fucking does. It really fucking does. It really does. So this is where I would encourage my clients to tap into their heart center while taking some deep breaths and recognizing that we get through the breakdowns. Every breakdown, we get through them. Knowing there will be more breakdowns, but having no attachment or expectations to them, and just knowing that it's part of the process and accepting that part of the process, because truly, like, you feel better after you break down. It's like such a release of energy. Wow. So here I am, real time, folks. Having a breakdown, pulling myself out of it, feeling the need to share. Yeah, not much else to say right now. We got this. You all have this, no matter where you perceive yourself to be on your journey, no matter where you perceive others to be on their journey. It's all just a fucking journey. It's all just a journey. That's what it is. It's the school of earth, and it ain't easy. And like, I've heard that so many times over the last 4 years, and it's like, yeah, I know that. I do know that. And then I go through some human experience that's like, fuck, now I really know that again. Like, I think I said this in a session maybe yesterday, I don't know. Time starts to become an illusion, even more and more. But I said something about like, you know, as we're learning a lot of this in the healing, self-growth, self-love, all this new stuff, right? All these new concepts, but they're really not new. We're realizing like, these are not new concepts. I've just never actually really applied them in my life. You know, like loving yourself, stuff like that. Not a new concept, but not something that we're taught in mainstream. Kind of put on the back burner. But anywho, it's not what I'm here to ramble on about. What I was saying is like, we learn all this knowledge, right? We gather all this knowledge. We unlearn all of the programs and the brainwashing that we've been controlled with our whole life. And we start learning these new concepts. And then we have all this knowledge, right? But then it's the next step of taking that knowledge and applying it into our life, like integrating that knowledge, which is the hardest part. Gathering all of the knowledge is one step of it, right? Which can also be very overwhelming, and it takes work to do that, to gather all of this new knowledge. But then it's like, then we have all this knowledge. And it's like, okay, now what do I do with it, right? Well, now we start applying it to our daily life, and that's where the real work comes. And that's the hardest part. So it's like, I know a lot of these concepts, I teach a lot of these concepts, and I have applied a lot of these concepts to my life. But then it's like, I still go through another human experience, which brings more shadow up to the surface, and then it's like, oh shit, now I really know this concept again. now I really understand it. So yeah, it's a journey, my friends. There's nothing else I can say at this point. I appreciate you holding space while I broke down. You missed the loudest, most theatrical part of my breakdown. But as you can see, I'm okay. I really am okay. Like, I'm not that mind convincing myself I'm okay right now. I feel better right now. I am way more okay than I was 40 minutes ago. I was not okay. I was literally driving, and that's when the emotions were building, and that's when I pulled off to the side of the road, and I'm parked. I'm actually parked in my neighborhood, up the street from my house. But I kept like saying, I'm not okay. I was saying it out loud, like, I am not okay. And it was like, I had to say it out loud. I had to hear myself saying, I'm not okay, and be okay with the fact that I'm not okay. And the more I was saying it, the more I was releasing with that statement. So maybe this is guidance for anybody that is going through breakdowns. Maybe say that, I'm not okay right now, and surrender to being not okay. Because I'm way more okay right now than I was 30, 40 minutes ago. By acknowledging that I wasn't okay. Do you see what I'm saying? I had to acknowledge that I wasn't okay. I had to remove myself from everyone and everything to go be not okay. And I am so much more okay right now. It's not to say that all my shit that came up isn't going to keep coming up, because it will. I'm very aware of that. But I do, this is what I'm talking about when I talk to my clients. That breakdown, in linear time, lasted all of maybe 15, 20 minutes. And it's not even to put time frames on these things, right? Because some of my breakdowns last all day. But what I'm trying to sort of just emphasize is that, like, my breakdowns, though each of them is like just as painful, I guess, while I'm in it, I have the tools, I have the knowledge, and because I integrate them, my breathing, you watched me, I was breathing. I set myself a personal boundary. I removed myself from the house so I could go be completely by myself, to be not okay, and to not allow my energy to affect energy that's already going on in the house, right? Like that's what I'm talking about when it comes to boundaries. It doesn't mean that like you have to like build this wall around you of protection, because that is also living in fear. That's not what this is about. And I feel like that warrants mentioning as well, because I think people get confused sometimes too with boundaries, and it's not about like building this now fortress around yourself to protect yourself, or even like isolating yourself from everything. Do we have to do that on occasion? 100%. As you can see, that's what I'm doing right now. I had to isolate for a little period of time to go center, to be with self, and to refocus my breath. But it doesn't mean I'm living a life of like isolation, right? I haven't put boundaries where now like nobody can get in, because I personally believe I'm here to connect with people, share my energy, but this is where the self-awareness of my energy is very important. When my energy is not serving, I need to take my energy elsewhere. I don't need to, but that's what feels in my highest and best, and also for the environment around me, right? Like, it's like, okay, I gotta go get away for a little bit. And again, everybody's gonna be different. The getting away could be an hour, could be a day, it could be a month, it could be a fucking year. I mean, I don't know. We're all different. We're all different places of our journeys. That's why we have to do what feels right in the heart for us. Not in a selfish way, in a self-love, in a self-care kind of way, because that's the only way we help other people. It's truly the only way. Yeah, so thank you, my friends, for holding this space, allowing me to be really fucking vulnerable and real on a level that I didn't anticipate would happen, but it's like I was picking up my phone to hit record and not even consciously doing it. It's like my higher self was kind of taking over and saying, yep, you got to kind of catch this on recording, because this is going to show your clients what you tell them. You tell them that you have breakdowns, but they don't witness them, right? They see you as calm, cool, collected Maria for, the hour or 2 hour session that you have with them. So in their mind, they believe you on some level. Like, yeah, I'm sure she has her breakdowns, but they're probably nothing like mine. Oh no, people, they're just like yours. Even if you're just starting your healing journey, my breakdowns are just like yours. I'm an emotional motherfucker. And when I have a breakdown, it's loud. It's not necessarily violent. I mean, the most I've ever punched is a pillow. And I mean, I was sort of punching my steering wheel, but not really. I have self-control when I do that. It's loud though. I'm loud because I cry. I scream cry. Scream cry. Usually fuck comes out in many different ways. So yeah, my breakdowns, my meltdowns, they're a fuck show. So just keep having patience and compassion with yourselves as you break down more and more. You will break down more and more, and that's not to scare you. That's part of what this is, because as you can probably feel my energy shift from the time I started the video to talking to you now, energy doesn't lie. You can feel my shift, right? This isn't me faking it. This isn't me convincing myself, oh, I'm okay now. Like old me would have done that. And that's how old me suffered for a long time. I'm okay. I can ignore this. Whatever it is, right? Whatever it is that's coming up that feels uncomfortable or painful or happening around me, it's uncomfortable and painful. Like, it's like for so long, it's like the mind will tell me like, I got this, but in a very like, it's not in a like, I got this. Like now I'm in a, I got this. Like I do. So the only way I got to this shift of I got this is because I had to acknowledge that I was not okay. So keep being gentle with yourselves. I love you. I'm here for all of you, whether you're my client or just somebody that follows our videos or has, browsed our website, whatever. Like, I'm here, and I'm here to be fucking real with you, because that's the only way that any of us can really shift into being more of our authentic selves, right? I love you. Thank you.